Hey, my name is Shawn Cornelius, and this is my story.
Abba Yahweh, thank you for being a wonderful blessing to my life. In spite of all the challenges I may face, you've given me the wisdom, the knowledge, insight, and understanding, and you've covered me with your grace and mercy. You blessed me to be an overcomer. Toda. Here we go. I'm an overcomer, I say. Get it? The Lord help me be this way. You see me through every day. I love your blessing. I'm an overcomer now, say. Yeah. The Lord help me be this way. I'm an overcomer. I'm an overcomer now. I'm an overcomer now. I'm an overcomer. Oh, Brother Shawn, it's so great to have you today.
Thank you. Nice for you to be here as well.
Hey man, listen, one of the reasons why I want to have you here is because I want to find out about your story, brother, find out about what's going on with you. First of all, let me ask you, brother, what happened?
Well, I had a stroke. I had an ischemic stroke. And that means that there were some blood clots in my brain area, and I had a stroke.
Wow. Okay, man. So when did this happen to you, brother?
This happened last year, February, which would make it February 2021. It was a Saturday, and we had just finished having a Zoom call with my family, and sat down, decided I wanted to have a tuna fish sandwich, and was eating some tuna fish. Wasn't feeling well, so
Was the tuna fish bad, brother?
the tuna fish was pretty good.
Oh,
It's not good for you. It's never good for me, but I decided to go get it checked out, and ended up being in the hospital 5 days.
wow, brother. 5 days.
Yeah.
What happened when you were in the hospital? Like, what was going on?
Well, I mean, I was in Montefiore Hospital in the Bronx, and basically, being in that hospital, they put you to the side, they take care of you, but they put you to the side, and doctors were checking me out, and the next thing I know, my pressure was going okay, but then it was off, and I was laying there, and the next day I ended up being there 5 days, and they started finding out. Well, things started happening. Things started happening like my left eyelid,
Mm-hmm.
it shut a little bit. It stayed shut, and then trying to go to the bathroom, it was difficult. So I was having the stroke while I was in there in the first day or so.
Did you realize that you were having the stroke when it was happening to you?
No, I didn't realize at all that I was having a stroke. I basically, I didn't know until they came and told me, like a day or so later, when they moved me into a room and said, well, the doctors checked you out, because it was a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
When the doctors check you out, and found out that I had this stroke. And I was like, well, yeah, because my eyelid was closing, and basically it was just certain things happened to my body that I wasn't accustomed to.
Okay, so like, what were you thinking and what were you feeling as you were going through that experience?
I wasn't thinking stroke. I tell you that much. I wasn't, because I didn't know. I had no idea what was going on. I basically just know that I was losing certain functions. Let's say I was losing certain control, but not losing control.
But when you say functions, what kind of functions?
Basically, just kind of like I was tired a lot, so they would give me medications, and just going through certain situations. I was feeling a numbness in the upper right-hand side of my mouth, and I didn't know what was going on until I was told that I had a stroke.
Wow, that's crazy, man. Did you black out at all when?
No, I didn't black out. I mean, I was tired. There's a lot of stuff going on in the hospitals. There's always something going on, bells ringing and noises and things. I was just tired, just kind of on that level. So I had no idea what was happening with me then.
So was it a humbling experience for you when you found out that you had a stroke?
It was very humbling, because it was my first situation of having that type of scenario happen to me. I stayed in the hospital from a Saturday to Thursday. So feeling that, I had a lot of time to think. I had a lot of time to think about a lot of things. A lot of things went crazy before people came to visit. It was nothing but nurses and doctors, and my body not being reacting the way I wanted it to react. The way I was used to having it react. Um, I had situations happening to my body where going to the bathroom was difficult. Going to the bathroom was hard to go, and I just kind of was going with it. You know.
Right, right. Wow, that's crazy, brother. So you mentioned people. Um, when you were going through your experience, were there many people to assist you? I mean, outside of the doctors. I'm talking about family members, friends.
Well, at first, because I didn't know, they didn't know.
Okay.
And then my aunt was going through her thing at a certain time, that I was supposed to be there to be helpful on that level. So they didn't know. Remember, it was a weekend, and so I didn't really communicate with anybody until that Monday.
Mhm.
And then people started realizing, oh my God, something's going on with him. We need to find out what's up. And I had 4 friends who specifically uh, came through: Denise, Tyreek, Ursulin, and Tony and Al. It was 5 of them that basically were very helpful during this time.
So when you say, well, I don't know these names, are these family members, just friends?
These are friends. These are friends because
Wait, so your friends were there for you before your family, or what? How'd that work?
well, my sister Debbie came. She came through. I have 4 sisters, 5 sisters,
Right.
and 2 of them are down south.
Okay.
3 of them are down south. 3 of them are down south.
Okay.
And then 2 of them up here. So the ones once I found out what happened or what was going on, I could tell what was going on, and then one of my older sisters, Debbie, was doing what she could do to come through. But remember, my aunt was going through her thing at the same time.
So you trying to help your aunt while you were trying to help
No,
yourself?
I wasn't trying to. I couldn't do anything except help myself. And my aunt had to take care of. They had to take care of things on.
Wow. So I know as a brother and man that you are, that I know you to be, that must have been. I mean, I know we talked about the humbling situation, but you must have. Did you feel powerless at that point? Like, you want to do things, but you really couldn't. What was that like?
Well, that's always something when you lose something, when you're not able to do something on your own. And I wasn't able to do. I had to depend on these doctors. I had to depend on the nurses. I had to depend on people to bring me. I had to depend on, people were coming to see me, and nobody really wants that, but it's a serious situation to have a stroke. I'm in a stroke group now for Montefiore Hospital, and we talk about a lot of things once a month when we get together. So it's a scenario where you want to do, but you can't do.
All right, so let me ask you a question, brother. So how did, since I say post stroke, how that have affected your thinking and how you view life and how you approach life and about dealing with people in life?
Everything is more special than I guess it should be.
Mhm.
Some people who haven't been through a scenario look at me and go, it's a regular dude. Nobody can see the numbness that I feel in my upper right lip. I think everything is cool. We look at pictures, everything is fine. But I'm not. I'm still dealing mentally, and physically, I'm okay. But mentally, I deal with situations even today that it's better, but it's not cured.
Right.
It's better, but it's not cured. Trying to do things last year, I did end up going to Atlantic City in June, and that was my first trip out. So from February, March, February, the months of the year. Good, but to June, I was home getting better. I was home trying to heal my eyelid. I was home trying to heal the numbness in my lip. I was home trying to heal properly. So today, which we're in May of this month, I'm riding my bicycle. I get out and I walk. So back to the question that you asked, you look at things a little different. You enjoy lights, you enjoy sounds, you enjoy what you see a little bit more. You take things for a little bit more preciousness.
So, and this is what, if I'm hearing you correctly, you have a different appreciation for the things you once took for granted.
Yeah, you kind of do. You definitely do. You definitely do. Um, it's a beautiful thing to see a flower on a rainy day. And some people might think rain is like it's stopping me from what I'm doing. Me, it's wonderful. So moving forward, I try to take things and appreciate them more, and be more on a positive tip in the middle somewhere.
All right, well, cool. Thank you, brother. Now, listen, I know you to be an entertainer, A-class entertainer. I know you to be a singer. I know you to be a comedian. After the stroke, how's that affected your career?
Well, don't forget we were in a pandemic,
Mhm.
so we rarely worked. We weren't working as like we were doing, but you still try to keep your chops. So I try to keep my chops. It was hard at first, coming out of the first couple of months, not doing anything, and then within June, July, August, September, I have my guitar right across from my bed. I have my piano right across from my bed. I have YouTube so I can look at and do things. And I didn't want to just sit. Sometimes at first you feel like that. You feel like you should just not do anything. You don't want to do, well, I didn't want to do anything. But after a while, when you learn that you have an opportunity to do, you do. Get back to yourself. Then you want to do better. And that's my goal. I want to do better.
So I need to stop you for a second. Now, were you depressed because of the pandemic, or were you going through your thing because of your stroke, or was it a combination of the two?
Well, it was both. It was both. The pandemic stopped me. I just put a movie out. Um, Whatever it takes, a movie. I just put a movie out and couldn't take the movie around because of the pandemic. And then a year later, here comes a stroke. Now I can't do anything because of the stroke, but I'm alive and I'm able to do certain things. So it's kind of like hard. It's easy, hard, nice, hard in certain situations because I know how other people feel on certain levels. I had to be thankful, and I am very thankful. I feel blessed. I am blessed, and I'm able to do. But still, to have a stroke, I mean, that means you're doing something wrong. Some people just you have them, so you got to figure out what you're not doing properly, or and try to fix that. I can't say doing something wrong because some people just they are doing the proper things and they still have them. But the type that I have to take medication daily right now. I'm still on medication. 6 different medications. I'm trying to work my way off, and I'm trying to do certain things to do that.
Okay, so now it's interesting. You said about some people do some things wrong. Um, would you include yourself in that? Did you feel like you did something wrong that contributed to this stroke happening?
I don't know to this day what I was doing because I was trying to eat right. I was drinking teas and I was eating the proper foods that I thought. I was no different than the person next to me who might be doing the proper thing and then sneaking off having a donut here and there. But it's sometimes strokes are hereditary. You can have them because of your culture. You can have them because of what you're doing as far as, excuse me, being stressful. So I try to do the proper thing now, but I don't know what that is. You go to these groups, you try to learn, and you can only do what you can do. And your body now figuring things out. I'm 56 years old. Uh, you know, you, you kind of understand a little bit more, but you never know. You never know. It could be hereditary. Like I said, hereditary could be a lot of it.
All right, so I that's what you feel. What did the doctors tell you?
They didn't really say specifically because of my pressure was one of the things, blood pressure. You can control your blood pressure to a certain limit by certain things that you eat, like I drink I drink beet juice. My sister makes a heck of a beet juice right now. I try to make sure that I eat salads. I try to make sure that I don't eat fried foods. I try to make sure that I do the proper thing that's going to help my blood pressure. Uh, Thank God to this point, everything has been proper. Lose weight, I'm riding my bicycle, I'm walking, and things on that level. So it's a lot.
All right. So I have one more question for you, brother. And the question is this. I know you to be a loving brother
Mm.
and a respectful brother. How has this affected your love life?
Well, at first it affected it heavy because I wasn't secure with certain situations that were going on with myself. So I didn't want to be with anybody else and kind of get them to a point where they want you and then you can't, do the thing. We had that kind of scenario going on anyway, but you get past that. But then you go through something like this. Now things are fine because the confidence is there, but it was a lack of confidence, um, losing so much mentally as well. And I have to be honest, myself and people saying that there's a mental thing that goes along with my situation. Strokes can be physical and they can be mental. Right now, I'm on the mental part. Physically, I can do things. I can walk around. I can tell jokes. I can think. But mentally, sometimes it's heavy duty. Um, I'm confident enough as far as love and females, and I've got that urge back again. But I lost it for a while. I lost it for a minute, not wanting to be with anyone, regardless. Maybe I just wanted help.
I got you.
I just wanted help.
All right. So I have one more question, brother. Outside of your mental confidence, everything else works well?
You shouldn't ask that question, but yeah, everything is fine, to my knowledge.
Okay.
And everything works properly. So if there's any ladies out there that see this, that are looking to hook up, yeah, you see that? You see how that's still there? Did you notice how that's still there? The hookup is still there, and everything is still there. And I'm turning people down, and I'm accepting all offers.
Excellent, brother. Man, this is great. Now we want to take a few calls. Is that okay with you, brother?
That's fine. But I just want to say one more thing.
Yes, sir.
If you have situations that you are incoherent, if you feel your body's not reacting well, uh, if you all of a sudden can't formulate thought process, there are signs, there are things, there are places that you can go that you can find out that you're because you could have a stroke and not even know that you're having a stroke. So go to your local hospitals, call 911 immediately to find out that. I think going to the hospital helped me out a lot to make sure that something, regardless, didn't happen further than what was happening. So please make sure that you do that and don't look at something happening as, oh, it's just whatever it is. Take it serious. That's how I do. So I thank you for watching. But we're definitely going to get into some phone calls because I know there's some people that wanted to call and ask me some questions.
First question is coming from Kim.
Shawn, I'm curious with strokes. Clearly, it can be a life-altering experience, which it has been for you. From my seat in observing your experience, my question is, being your sister, being family, what is it that you would want us to know about what you experienced and also what you are experiencing now.
Oh, wow, thank you. Well, there's really unless you were curious about what I was experiencing, then that's really, I could tell you basically, but it's what I'm experiencing now is sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm sad, sometimes I want to talk, sometimes I don't want to talk. Sometimes it's hurtful. Uh, I don't know. Sometimes I'm sure there's a whole bunch of emotions that are mixed with something like this going on, and I need time. Sometimes I want to talk, and there's so many of you all. There's you and Rhonda. There's Debbie. There's Bernie. Um, just give me some time, and I don't want any extra time. I know everybody's going through what they're going through, um, but I just need some time. Sometimes I'm all right, you know. Just treat me properly. That's all. Love me and treat me properly.
What's good, Sean Boogie? This is Al Bynum, one of your good friends. Hey, listen, I have a few questions for you. The first question is, when you found out that you had a stroke, what was your reaction and how did you handle it?
Well, my reaction was disbelief because I didn't know, you know, I had never had anything close to that situation before. Um, Handling it, I'm still handling it, you know, because regardless of having a stroke, I'm still feeling certain things that were connected to it. And like I said before, the numbness periodically, which which sometimes stops me from doing certain things, or it's a mental thing. Um, I guess after you handle it after a while and you're able to move forward with your life and do certain things, I've been able to do that. But then sometimes I fall in the dumps, you know, and I want to fix that. I guess that can be fixed. But basically, when I first found out, it was like, no, what do I do? I don't know what to do. I've never had anything like this before. And just trying to figure things out, man. And that's the best way that I can tell you that with me, I'm still working on things so that I don't have anything else happen like this again.
Next on the line, we have Wakila.
My first question is, first of all, how are you feeling? And not just how are you feeling, I feel good today, I feel bad, but how are you feeling from a body, mind, and spirit standpoint?
Well, I appreciate the phone call, Akila. Thank you so much for calling. Sometimes I feel great, body, mind, and spirit. Sometimes I feel fantastic, all 3 out of 3. Sometimes it's 2 out of 3, sometimes it's 1 out of 3. And I go through my regulars like everybody else, I guess, back on a regular, but I have this extra heavy. So mentally, I think it's more mental now than it is or was physical, because I'm able to at least be 95% physical. My 5% is the lip feeling and my mental. And I'm working very hard to try to get my mental together and go get back to where it was and some plus.
My next question is, has this experience changed your personal value structure? And if so, how?
I guess I have to say yes, as far as my values go. I don't specifically think my values were bad before the situation happened. I think a lot of things that I do focus on, I focus on a little bit heavier. So the value structure would be something that I do kind of think about a little bit more when I do things. So it doesn't affect me as a person that on that level, but I do kind of do things a little bit differently than I did before. You have to. If you don't, then there's obviously something else wrong. But when you go through something as I went through it, and I'm not even talking about the fact that how strong somebody else is going through, you got to think about the way you do things and the way you think about things. I've done a lot more spirituality stuff with my values, and I was moving towards that anyway. But I have done a little bit more of that, and that's how.
Up next, we have Keith.
Hello, Brother Shawn.
Yes.
I had a question. I heard you say earlier that you didn't know what you were feeling, and I also heard you say something about your pressure. Could you tell us a little bit more about blood pressure?
Yeah, sure. Very good question. My blood pressure right now is fine. Your blood pressure should be no higher than 120/80. That's for everybody. If it's under that, it's okay, but not too far. No, if it's over that, then there's an issue. You can check that out for hypertension and things on that level. That was one of the situations that I had with the blood pressure. It was in the hypertension level. I'm on medication right now, like I mentioned before, and I'm on like 6 medications. And when I go back to my doctor who sees things, you can be taken off of certain medications, but there's medication that you're going to be on forever. As being African American is one of the things that we have to look out for blood pressure and make sure that we take it easy and check that regularly and have that checked. That was one of the things I was told for a long period of time. So blood pressure is something that's very important for you to check. Being an African American, being Puerto Rican, being Hispanic, which is Puerto Rican, anything other than being white, your blood pressure. But everybody should really check their pressure. But if you're in an ethnic group, you should definitely make sure that your pressure is something that you keep under control.
Hi, this is Sherry Price. I'm calling in reference to Shawn. The question I wanted to ask him is, at what capacity did the stroke leave him at, being that we had just started dating?
By capacity, I know what she means by capacity. Let me just, I'm fine. At first, like I said earlier, my thought process was I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what, because things weren't happening for me. I wasn't thinking about that. I wasn't thinking about having sex or interacting with females or any kind of level on that level. But after a while, it started coming back and things started happening. And just like with everything else, so I guess it came back to normal. So I look forward to still open. If you're still open, I look forward to having that extra curricular conversation, because my capacity level is very high right now. And I'm hoping that you can reach out and we'll communicate.
Mrs. Jones, I'll be back. I'll be back. We got a thing. I'll be back. Go in. I gotta sing to the people for a second.
I want to thank everybody for watching this video, and I hope it has helped you in some way. Again, please get yourself checked out if you haven't been. Eat proper if you haven't been eating proper. Get your rest. Do the proper things that you've been doing to take care of yourself. I did this because I wanted to move forward and move away from the scenario, and I wanted to share my story with folks. So I hope that it touches somebody enough to where it helps somebody along the way, and it can help you prior to, before something like this happens to you. So continued blessings to you. Thank you so much for taking the time out to watch, and I'll see you out there again soon.
Abba Yahweh, Thank you for being a wonderful blessing to my life. In spite of all the challenges I may face, you've given me the wisdom, the knowledge, insight, and understanding, and you've covered me with your grace and mercy. You blessed me to be an overcomer. Toda. Here we go. I'm an overcomer, I say. Get it? The Lord help me be this way. You see me through every day. I love your blessing. I'm an overcomer now, say. Yeah. The Lord help me be this way. I'm an overcomer. I'm an overcomer now. I'm an overcomer now. I'm an overcomer. You blessed me to feel this way, to make it throughout the day. Don't know where the blessings come from, but I know that they're on the way. I believe in your every word, the things that you have to say. I'ma focus on your will. I need you to help me. In these times when I can't see clear, I'm asking you to make a way. Please keep me and then restore me, because you have a better way. Rescue me. Forgive me, Lord, in all my wrongs. For where I was weak, you made me strong. I'm an overcomer, I say. The Lord help me be this way. You see me through every day. I love your blessing. I'm an overcomer now, say. Yeah. The Lord help me be this way. I'm an overcomer. I'm an overcomer now. I'm an overcomer now. I'm an overcomer. As I take the time to pray to you in my secret place, there are changes in my flow that are taking place. You give me power to press on in the morning, and I keep moving up with my eyes on the prize. And I'm praising you for all the things that you've done for me. You keep me sane in the time when there's anarchy. You kept me good in the times when you were mad at me. You took control, blessed my soul, and now I'm so happy.